Introducing yourself and the three players you have in here today with you.
Yeah, I'm Joe Franco, head baseball coach at Coeur Glades High School. This is my third year as the head coach, 13th year as a head coach overall. I have Aaron Cornelius, Joe Muscat, and Freddie Cornelius, three guys who've been in the program for 4 years, third year with me since their sophomore year.
Coming off a pretty special season last year. It was the first district title in school history.
Yeah.
I'll first ask the coach and then also open it up to the players to share what that was like for you guys.
Our goal the whole year was to try and win that first district title and get a banner in the gym rafters. And for a while there, we were, it didn't look like it was going to happen, but the kids believed and they persevered throughout the season. And to get that 1-0 victory on our field was it was amazing. I still have the video of the last strikeout, and it's pretty special.
What was it like for a player point of view?
It was the greatest experience I've ever been a part of, as a baseball player and just as a person, with all the people I grew up with and stuff like that. It's just the greatest experience I've ever witnessed.
Do you stop by the gym ever? Do you maybe look up and check out that banner hanging in there?
Yeah, it's special. It's special for us. It's something I'll never forget.
And the coach said too, on top of accomplishing it, talk about the game you actually played. It was quite the baseball game. It almost adds icing to an experience like that. What was that like for you guys actually competing in that sort of a game?
Yeah, it was definitely a special moment. They had a man on third base. We had to get out of that gym, and we definitely did. And then after that, we got out of it and won championship. So.
Is it maybe even more validating, more rewarding when it's such a tight 1-0 battle? Those are epic baseball games usually.
For me as a coach, it was stressful, but it's like when you prepare for things and things sometimes don't go the right way. We sat there and had a 1-0 lead, and then the kid hits a leadoff triple in the sixth, and I'm like, oh, great. And and our closer came in and shut the door, which was awesome. And these kids these kids have been in the program for a few years now, so they understand what it's like to, if adversity comes, they know what to do to try and get out of it. So, and they did, and it was great. And now we're on to 2019, and we're hoping to advance even further than we did last year. So
yeah, that was actually going to be the next thing I was going to say is, now you guys got that district title to defend. What's it like for you now to go in as the defending district champs and, kind of having that target on your back a little bit?
Yeah, we have to put a lot of work in. We have to put a lot of work in anyways, but even in the off season, we all worked together, worked out together. Did stuff like that, just that way when we came into the spring season, we were prepared to defend our title.
Share a little bit about what your fall process was like.
Fall, I've pretty much had the same kind of fall routine. We usually, start right away when we get back from school, and then, we do our fall program with the 18U and the 16U, and then, we work them out. We do what any program does, but I'm a little different. Like when we get to December, we kind of give them that time off because I'm one of the guys who thinks that sometimes kids play too much baseball, and that's where all these injuries are coming from. So I like to give them that whole month, the holiday kind of break off and stuff like that. And then once we get back to spring, we do our conditioning and strength and stuff, and then we go right into the spring. So, I'm not really a believer in playing 12 months out of the year for baseball. So I like to give them some breaks at times. And I think it benefits them because it gives them that carrot that they see the spring season and they're like ready and they're excited and they don't get burnt out. They don't get burnt out playing 12 months a year. So.
Do you guys maybe agree? Do you find that little break
I know they
in
like the
December?
time off sometimes. They're high school kids. They like to do other things than baseball too. So.
Let's talk a little bit about your guys' district because it's such a unique aspect when you play in a 3-team district.
Yeah.
Especially that one seed is a whole different beast because if you get it, you already know you're in regionals.
Right.
Take me through what that's like for you guys going through the season with that.
I know there's a lot of people out there that say our district is weak and all this stuff, but Spanish River almost won 20 games last year. They had a few kids go to college. Atlantic had a pitcher who was going to play Division I baseball. So and Atlantic traditionally is always a strong school. I know they had a down year last year, but at the end of the day, we can't control what the FHSA does. Next year, we're in a completely new district with new rules and this and that, and we play the schedule that we have, and we try and do the best job that we can. And when it comes to the district play, these kids know what district games mean. In a 3-team district, like you said, if you're the 1 seed, you automatically go to regionals. But as the last 2 years have proven in this district, just because you're the one
It's not
seed
automatic.
doesn't mean you're going to be the district champ. And I think that was what helped us last year, was losing to Spanish River for 2 games and then being able to win the district semifinal and earn our way into that district title and then to the regionals. So I know these kids are excited, and senior year I know they want to go out as district champ. So, and then the next goal is to the next step, regional and then state and stuff like that. So
What's some of the keys to kind of take that next step?
Working hard, staying together through adversity, and that's really, I think, the 2 main things is just working hard and staying together. No matter what obstacles we have to face, just stay together as a team.
Is there any games maybe on the schedule that you specifically, I mean, I'm sure the district games, but is there maybe a rivalry or something specifically you're looking forward to on the schedule this year?
Definitely Taravella or Spanish River, obviously. That's really it.
How come Taravella?
They've always been our rival, and it's always a tight game most of the time.
And I think you play them. Don't
Yeah.
you play them pretty early in the year?
no, they're actually going to be our senior day game. So,
Oh, okay,
so we got a
nice.
lot of things going on for that game, and the best part about Taravella is that our schools are so close to each other. And it seems when I got here a few years ago, it seemed that Taravella and Coral Glades, that was kind of like
They hadn't really
with
been
all the
playing so much,
sports and
yeah.
stuff like that. And so the rivalry is pretty good. I mean, I don't know about these guys, but I played at Coral Springs, so Douglas is always a big game for us, especially because we're so close. Santa Lucia's for me, obviously my brother being there. What about you? What do you think?
Definitely Taravella. It's kind of Douglas, but more Taravella and Spanish River as well, just because we had to defend our title and championship.
And going back a little bit to the district, because again with it, besides just the 3 team, what's also neat about it is that the other 2 teams are in Palm Beach.
Mhm.
You go up and you play in Atlantic, you play in
Mhm.
Little Fenway. You have to travel up to Palm Beach and play Spanish River. What's that like for you guys to kind of go out of your comfort zone? You're not even in your county.
Yeah.
It's nice. The drive's not. We don't like the drive because it's far, and when we get home late. But when we win a ball game, it comes down to that, and it's worth it. It's the main objective. So.
I think it's nice playing some teams out of county. I mean, we have quite a few Palm Beach teams on our schedule this year, which is nice. And I know a lot of those teams in Palm Beach play Spanish River and Atlantic, so it's always good and fun to pick their brains and see what they think. And I think with the schedule this year, we have a good mix and a good balance. And I think the kids are ready. I mean, this is the time of year that all these kids wait for, and it's finally here. So I know they're excited.
And this is your 3rd season, like you said
Yes.
there. Obviously, it's a little bit different feel than the first year. Take me through what it's like now. You've had a couple of years, got a district title now.
Yeah, I think when I basically took over Monarch, 13 years ago, it's you're taking over a program that had some speed bumps, and then when I came in and took over this program, it had some speed bumps, and I think the kids understand what my expectations are, because if you can't do things right on a baseball field, how are you going to do things right in life? And I think that's my correlation is, if you do it right on the baseball field, you have a better chance of being successful at life. And so just wearing the correct uniform at practice, or the way you wear your uniform, or make sure you have everything that you need, things like that, things that are traits that you need, everything you need in life, you got to be able to have that on baseball. So I think the kids understand like what the philosophy is, how you have to work hard, you got to hustle, you got to do things, and especially with the older guys, showing the younger guys how things are done, because high school kids are very vulnerable, and they're very they like to do what the older kids do. So if the older kids aren't doing what they need to do, the younger kids follow suit. If the older kids do what they have to do, the younger kids follow suit, and it just kind of falls into place. And so far, I mean, for the 3 years, I have kids that came from other schools, and they've said it's been a huge difference being in this program than at the other programs. And then for them, this is their 3rd year. They were with another coaching staff prior to me, and I mean, just walking over here, they said it's completely different and better, which is a good feeling for me. But I try and work 100%, give these kids everything they want. We have fun. It's not all serious all the time, but sometimes they think I'm a little too tough, but that's okay. I mean, that's life's tough, and you got to be able to find ways to work around that.
Do you guys know much about his playing career? Does he ever share any of his own? Because he was a pretty good ball
They know
player
I hit a
in his
home run
day.
in my alumni game my
Yeah.
first year. But,
See, so is he bragging about it every day of practice?
I still think I can get them out on the mound. I mean, that's I'm always competitive. So.
Just like Coach was saying, all 3 of you guys up here and several other guys on the team were those young guys several years ago. And now, what's it like for you to find yourself now as a veteran, as an upperclassman and a leader? You know, do you find yourself emulating and kind of reminding how it was for you when you were those guys and working with the younger players?
Yeah. Sometimes I look at myself as a freshman, how I was 3 years ago, and it's like so different. Now I have so much leadership with the sophomores and obviously juniors and freshmen.
Is that a role you're comfortable
Well,
with?
I feel like confident sometimes, because like if they're doing something wrong, I'm obviously gonna get on them, just like show them how it's done right.
Yeah, and obviously when you were that freshman, you're not going to turn
Yeah,
to
no,
another
yeah.
freshman and tell them that.
No way.
Talk about how important that is to have those sort of leaders. When you were the younger players, there was guys like that, and now it's you again. You know, and your guys. You know, how integral is that to, you know, the chemistry of a team?
It means a lot, actually. If a senior doesn't really, if he looks down on the freshmen or doesn't help them, then in the future that program isn't going to be as strong because the seniors aren't helping the younger kids. The seniors need to be able, and the juniors too, they need to help the younger players who are coming in from summer ball or whatever baseball they play and show them how high school baseball is played.
And that really kind of that's a great thing to kind of finish up with is, especially in more recent years, we're seeing so much. The travel ball is getting so big. Coach, just talk to us a little bit about high school baseball. And what
Yeah,
high school baseball.
it's
bring?
funny because I talk to these kids about travel ball a lot. How travel ball is simply an organization that anybody can create a travel team. There's not too many guys that can run a high school baseball program and run it the right way. And for me, growing up, you know, representing your high school in the field as a high school age player, there was nothing better. There was nothing that overmatched that. All right, you know, to wear your Coral Glades jersey and represent your school on the baseball field, that's something special that I try and get these kids to understand, and they do, and they've bought in, and they understand that playing for your high school, nobody can take that away from you. All right, you can sit there and go pay $2,000 to go be on a travel team, and some kids on travel teams don't even make their high school varsity team. So, you know, there's a big difference between travel ball and high school baseball. And for me, high school baseball is the pinnacle. And these kids, it's funny, you know, I see them. You know, I'm not one of those wear a shirt and tie on game day at school. Like, I let them wear their jersey or the team polo, and to see these kids be proud that they're a strong baseball program and one of the best programs in our school. The kids kind of see like, oh, that's a baseball player. Like, you know, that's the feeling they get. And to actually witness that as an adult, like as a coach, and see my kids like all hanging out together at lunch or talking with one of our assistant coaches and, you know, in the cafeteria or something like that makes me feel good because I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, is get these kids to buy into one philosophy, one thing, and that's high school ball, and they're all friends, and that's one of the things I think that's going to help us this year with this group, is that everybody's friends with each other and they all hang out and they're all good kids. They don't get into trouble. So, I mean, it's just a matter of translating that into W's. So,
Well, guys, here's to turn it into W's. I appreciate you taking the time here today. I enjoyed this.
yes,
And,
thank you.
Here's to a great season.
Yes, and thank you to HSBN for all they do for high school baseball, because it's a huge benefit to these players. So,
Greatly appreciate it.
Thank
Couldn't do
you.
it without having you here.
thank you, appreciate it. All right, Rob. Thanks, man.
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much, Coach. Guys, good to see you.
All right.
Good to see you.
See you Monday.